Ryan Trahan literally made a video of him sitting in the dark, and it got 8 million views. How does this man do it? This guy takes seemingly simple ideas and turns them into millions of views. And he's not out there spending millions of dollars, and he's not burying himself alive. No offense, Mr. Beast. My man just turned the lights off. So today, we're gonna break down the 4-part process he uses to take a simple idea and turn it into millions of views. And stick around, because number 4 is the reason he can make a video about basically anything and still go viral. The first part of the process is the idea. Now, I'm sure so much time and effort went into coming up with this idea. I imagine he was going to sleep one night and he was like, wait a minute. All jokes aside, the idea is probably the most important part of the process. If you have a bad idea, you can throw everything in the world at it trying to make it a good video.
Step 2, add eggs.
And it will still flop. But if you have a really interesting idea, even if it's not the best video, you can still get more views. But the real question is, how do you get these great ideas? Well, I spent a lot of time figuring this out, and I have come to the conclusion one of the best ways to get really good ideas is to steal them. If you've spent any amount of time on YouTube, you'll realize there's a fair bit of stealing going on. Colin Smear actually made an entire video about it. But stealing doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Today, we are gonna rob this house.
It's a good idea to model what has already worked. Actually, Eric, who has a few subscribers, said that there's basically nothing new on YouTube, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time you make a video. Find an interesting idea and figure out how to remix it to make it your own. Now, once you have an interesting idea, if you miss this next step, everything is gonna go wrong, you're gonna never make it as a YouTuber, and you'll end up sad and alone. All right, that was a little bit dramatic, but really, this next thing is important. You need to have a good title and a good thumbnail. Now, to illustrate how important this is, let me show you a bad title and thumbnail, what that might look like. Instead of, I've spent 50 hours in complete darkness in this cool looking thumbnail, what if it was, I went to an Airbnb and turned the lights off, and it had this thumbnail. Yeah, just sit there and savor that for a minute. I promise you, if this was the title and thumbnail, it would have not got 8 million views. So we see what is not a good title and thumbnail, but what does make a good title and thumbnail? Well, there are 3 things that it needs to have to be really good. And if you miss one of them, it won't do nearly as well. So what are they? Well, first, it needs to grab your attention.
Get over here.
Now, if that's all you want, just throw some neon colors and make it look like that. People will notice, but they probably won't click on it. Because not only does it need to grab your attention, but it also needs to be remarkable. And that literally means worthy of making a remark about. Basically, it's something that you would tell your friends about. And Ryan is really good at this. Because it's very easy to imagine like talking to someone and say, did you hear about the guy that was traveling across the United States to deliver a penny to Mr. Beast? Remarkable. Now, the last thing the title and thumbnail needs to do is a little bit advanced, but if you can pull it off, it's pretty powerful. You know what? I'm not going to give you the answer on this one. Look at these thumbnails and see if you can figure out what makes them so clickable. All right, time's up. The answer is, drumroll please, they make you ask a question. In no particular order, the questions are, what? Did that really happen? Or no way, really? You want the audience to ask a question, and the only way they're gonna get the answer is to click on your video. Yeah, well done. Story time. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Ryan. The next part of the process is story. No matter what Ryan is making a video about, he makes a story out of it. Now, I love story, and I've already made a handful of videos about it and plan to make more in the future. But for today, I'm gonna give you some rapid fire tips for story. So here's the simplest story framework that you can use. You have a character who has a desire, and they have to overcome obstacles to achieve that desire. That's basically every Hollywood movie that you've seen, and you can use it in your videos as well. At the beginning of your video, tell them the end goal, and maybe even an action plan, and then show them how you're overcoming obstacles to get it. It's simple. Now, I didn't say it was easy, but it is simple. Now, the last part of the puzzle is the real reason Ryan can't be replaced, and why he can make videos about basically anything and it still go viral. And to illustrate it, let me show you the intro of this video.
Are you scared of the dark, you little weenie baby? Are you watching this video from Weenie Hut Jr.? I heard they got good Wi-Fi. If you are afraid of the dark, my wife Haley is as well. It's totally normal.
I mean, come on, who else is doing that? He's goofy, but that's one of his best traits. Ryan is unapologetically himself, and because of that, he can take the simplest ideas and make them really engaging. I watched this full video, him sitting in darkness for 50 hours, and I enjoyed it. He uses humor and his personality so that when he does make a similar video to someone else, this isn't extreme, it's not like man versus wild, it's just this goofy guy that's not the best at surviving, but he is doing his best and he's having fun along the way. Look, Ryan is really good at what he does, and he makes it look easy. But he hasn't always been like that. At the beginning, there were a couple things that were holding his content back, but once he fixed those, he was able to become the Ryan that we know today. So if you want to see what those mistakes were so you don't make them yourself, you can watch this video.